always been known as a rebellious and uncompromising figure in the rock and roll scene. You don't go to great lengths to be polite about things that you don't approve of. Is this evident in your orchestral music as well as in your rock and roll?
I think so. It's not polite. It's very hard to play.
Is this image that you have one that you've actually created? Is it actually an artistic product in itself, or are we seeing the real Frank Zappa?
Well, I don't think that anybody has ever seen the real Frank Zappa, nor would they be interested in seeing a real Frank Zappa, because as I speak to you on television, I am being the Frank Zappa that is desired by the person who is doing this interview. I am the Frank Zappa who accommodates the needs of this particular program, answering the type of Frank Zappa questions that this particular interviewer, given his knowledge of my career, will ask, and then I respond in a suitable way, you know.
So it's all performance, really?
Well, it's an accommodation, because in order to do press, there's no way that I can sit here and be a normal human being, because being interviewed is one of the most abnormal things that you can do to somebody else. It's the 2 steps removed from the Inquisition. And one of the things that this song is talking about is people making expensive ugliness because all of their decisions have been influenced by this drug that puts them on a plane where they're not quite in touch with the way things really are. Something that happens at all levels of industry, in every industry, not just entertainment. You know, every big executive has got it up his nose, and the doctors that supply them. I mean, let's say that you're in Los Angeles and you get hit by a car and you got to go to an emergency ward. The doctor comes over and you hope he's going to save your life, but he leans over and he looks at your gaping wounds and your blood gushing out and your life rushing away, and he goes, and you know it's not post-nasal drip, you know. This is what you're up against. Now, how are you going to... There are certain functions in a society that a person would like to rely on. You'd like to rely on a doctor being able to fix you up, a dentist maybe to fix your teeth, maybe a lawyer to help you with things that are really legal, an honest judge, you know, all these things, they're gone, folks. It's all gone. I'll tell you what classical music is, for those of you who don't know. Classical music was this music that was written by a bunch of dead people a long time ago, and it's formula music, the same as top 40 music is formula music. In order to have a piece be classical, it has to conform to academic standards that were the current norms of that day and age. The cadences fall at certain points in the structure. The structure must be set up thusly. And once all these criteria are met, you have composed your little classical symphony. Refreshing approaches are showmanship, you know, which I'm in favor of. I think that people are entitled to be amused and entertained. If they see deviations from this classical norm, it's probably good for their mental health.